Hi Libra, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your April 2022 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic crossbread as always, and also pulled the 4 agreements, oracle card, and Mudra card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus will be as far as that goes. So let's see what we get. Alright, so we have Mars, and Mars is actually going to be in Aquarius for the first couple weeks of April, then it's going to move into Pisces. So for you guys, that's your 5th house moving into your 6th house. We have 10th house, and that's career, social status. And for you guys, your 10th house is Cancer, and there's not really anything going on there, astrologically speaking, but could be a focus there nonetheless. And we have Taurus. So for you guys, Taurus is your 8th house, and of course, as we get toward the end of April, we're going to be entering into Taurus season. In addition to that, there's going to be an eclipse in Taurus at the very end of April, and of course, we've had Uranus there for some time as well. So with all that out of the way, we'll get started with the main spread. All right, in the main situation position, we have the Queen of Wands, Aries energy, and the World. So, interestingly enough, Gemini actually got these exact 2 cards in this exact same position, which is kind of freaky. Outside of that, this doesn't really resemble their reading at all, but if you do have the Gemini placement in your chart, you might want to look at that reading as well. But yeah, with this, could just be a little bit different, because for them, I thought that they were being called to a leadership role within their friendships and the groups that they're dealing with. For you guys, this might be more of in a relationship sense, given that for you guys, Aries is your 7th house of relationships and partnerships. But yeah, either way, it looks like you're being called to take action around a certain situation, and through doing so, that will actually represent a positive karmic completion for you guys. Okay, in the challenger obstacle position, we have the Devil. So this is actually the major arcana card for Capricorn, and for you guys, that's your 4th house of home, family, your roots. So this could just be saying that for some of you, maybe that's the challenge, right? Maybe your upbringing, you were taught not to rock the boat in some way, right? Because like I said, it looks like you'll be asked to take some kind of leadership role in a situation. So maybe you've just been raised to, not really speak out about certain things, and that's just how you've been going about your life to this point. But it looks like you're meant to evolve past that in a certain situation. For others of you too, could just be saying that maybe, even though for you guys Capricorn energy represents your 4th house, since Capricorn's the natural ruler of the 10th house, and we also did see this come up with your dice as well, this could be within a workplace environment too, where maybe you're being asked to step up there into more of a leadership role. In the foundation position, we have the Magician. So to see this here, the term that comes to mind looking at this card is personal power, right? Because he's pointing right up toward those energies as well. So to me, that's what it could be pointing to, where you're coming to the realization around your own personal power, and that's helping you embrace that Queen of Wands energy, right? Where, like I said, maybe just the way you were raised, you were taught to believe certain things that might have been giving away your power, even if not intentionally so, right? And I feel like this is saying that now you're coming to the realization that you have the ability to take charge in whatever area you need to. All right, in the past position, we have the Empress. So yeah, usually I view this as more of a Taurus energy, given how earthy the environment seems, but you guys are also ruled by Venus. So to see this card come up in a past position could just be pointing to how you've been in the past, right? Which is much more passive, letting things come to you, whereas the Queen of Wands energy, still feminine, right? But more of an action-oriented type of energy there. So could just be saying that that's the shift that you're moving from, where you might have been more passive in certain situations, and now you're possibly being a bit more outspoken and assertive in other situations. All right, in the present position, we have the 8 of Pentacles. So for some of you, this could just be saying that this is something you've been working on behind the scenes, because for you guys, Virgo energy is your 12th house. So it could just be saying that these are things you've been working on. So for example, let's just say, hypothetically, it was an issue around confidence, right? Maybe you just weren't, maybe you're just not typically very confident around speaking out around certain situations, right? But maybe you've been working on that behind the scenes. Like, okay, I want to build up my confidence, right? Maybe you've been working on public speaking or things along those lines, right? So that's what I see with that, where you've been trying to go through the self-improvement cycle around that situation. All right, in the near future position, we have the Ace of Wands. So to me, this is saying that there's probably going to be an opportunity for you to actually take action, right? So let's just say, especially given that we did see the World card and the Magician card too. Well, I mean, there's quite a bit of major arcana energy, quite frankly, in the cards we've looked at so far. But to see this in the near future could just be saying that, okay, all of these things have been pushing you in a certain direction behind the scenes, and now you might get that first opportunity to test out what you've been working on, right? So that could be what that Ace of Wands opportunity would represent in the near future. Like I always point out to people, though, with the aces, we see the very neutral background and the hand coming out of the sky, which to me represents it's just an idea, not necessarily an indicator that action will be taken, but there is that opportunity. All right, in the position of your influence in the situation, we have the Page of Wands in reverse. So, to me, I view these two energies very much linked together, right? Just like I was talking about how the ace is more of the idea, the page represents actually taking action around that idea. So to see this come up in the reverse position could just be saying that you're not quite ready yet, right? So this could still be, and which makes sense in a way, because like we said, that Eight of Pentacles is in the present situation, which to me represents you're still working on this, right? Like, okay, I have the confidence, I know I could do this, but you're just getting yourself worked up to actually take the action. So it could just be saying you're not quite ready to do so yet, but it's in the works. All right, in the environment position, we have the Lovers. So this is the major arcana card for Gemini, and this could just be saying that this is you just having some faith around the situation, right? Because Gemini energy for you is your ninth house of philosophy, higher learning, foreign affairs. So part of what's giving you this confidence is possibly a shift in your perspective, right? Where maybe you're seeing things a different way now, where maybe you might have thought it would have been almost offensive to speak out in a certain situation. Right now, you might be starting to see it that no, actually, if I keep feeling this, it's better for me to express it, right? So just be one of those situations there where you're actually having faith as well that you will be supported in doing so. All right. And in the hopes or fears position, we have the Ten of Swords. So yeah, to me, I feel like this is most likely a fear of retribution, right? Like whatever you do say. So if it's the workplace, a one-to-one relationship, family dynamics, you name it, this could just be saying that you have a bit of a fear there, that if you do speak out, you feel like it'll be met with a lot of resistance or negativity for whatever reason, right? So that's what I'm seeing with that. And in the outcome position, we have quite a few cards. We have the Nine of Wands, Sagittarius energy, which for you guys is your house communication. Taurus, which we did see come up in the dice as well. We have the Three of Swords, which is your sign. And Page of Swords, which, similar to what I was talking about with the Page of Wands, this represents actually taking action around an idea, which in this case probably involves some communication, possibly through social media. And we have the Three of Pentacles, which is Capricorn energy, which we saw there. But yeah, so for some of you, this can be around a family dynamic, right? Where maybe you're taking on more of a collaborative role. But either way, what I see here, the Nine of Wands, like I said, it looks like there's still possibly a little bit of hesitancy to communicate at this time. For some of you, given that we do see the King of Pentacles energy there, it could very well be related to finances too, right? But it could just be saying that there's that fear of heartbreak around the situation, so the confidence might not fully be there yet, especially with the Page of Swords too, because if we look at his stance, right, he's not super confident. He's not the level of a knight, obviously not a queen or a king, right? So we see standing there with a bit of an awkward stance, holding that sword, which to me could represent a little bit of shyness around the communication, right? Not feeling fully confident in doing so. But eventually I do feel you will do that, and you'll actually be able to collaborate with someone. Now, this energy, to me, I view it as a combination of Saturn and Venus energy, but in a more positive sense, meaning that the Saturn lending that long-term stability to a dynamic, and then the Venusian energy making something that's pleasing, right? So it could be as simple as this. So let's say you're thrust into a leadership role all of a sudden, right? And you're not comfortable telling people what to do, right? So it could just be one of those things. So you might kind of do a little soul searching around it, like, okay, I'm in this role now, but I'm not too comfortable with it, right? Like, I don't know if I like that idea. I might feel a little bit uneasy about telling people what to do. So you might actually come to a way where you figure out a way that, okay, rather than feeling like I'm telling them what to do, I'm going to make it come across as a dynamic where we're actually collaborating, right? Where they feel like they have a voice as well. They feel like they have equal input, right? So it could just be one of those situations like that. So it could just be as simple as that. Maybe a different leadership style, right? So, for example, let's say if this is within the workplace and you've had someone currently in that role that has a very authoritarian style of leadership, and now you're asked to step into that role, and you might be like, well, I definitely don't want to do things the way they were doing them, right? Because that didn't make me feel good being under that. So how can I lead in a way that makes everyone else feel included, right? So that's the case. He looks like he will successfully arrive to that. But that's my C with that. All right. Bottom of the deck, we have the star. So this is the major arcana card for Aquarius. And of course, we had a Mercury retrograde there not too long ago that started in Aquarius, moved into Capricorn. Aquarius, it's moving back through there. Actually, I think it's just about to move into Pisces at the time of recording this, as far as Mercury, that is. But then, of course, we have Mars there and Venus as well. So plenty of energy going on in Aquarius. Saturn is still there. So yeah, that could have been lighting up your fifth house. So maybe that's been giving you some creative ideas and also giving you that confidence that could come with that fifth house energy, right? To embrace more of a leadership role. And of course, this is the card that comes after the tower, too. So for some of you, you might have gone through a tower moment that led up to this point. But that's why I see that. And another good thing about this card to see this come up, usually the way I see it is it's a course correction, right? The tower clearly shows that maybe you weren't on the right path. So that tower comes along to break you off that path. The star card is actually that course correction you need to move forward. So I'm moving on to your four agreements card. We have be impeccable with your word. And it won't really focus, but it says cultivate faith. I think we were talking about, oh yeah, maybe with the lovers card, we were talking about faith as well. But let's see what it says. All right. There we go. It says to have great faith is to have great power, because your intent, your will, is undivided. When your word isn't dissipated by doubt, the power of your word becomes even stronger. So, pretty positive message there. So, at the very least, it looks like that could just be telling you that if you are put in some kind of a leadership role, that even if you don't want to rule in, a harsh way, it still would benefit you to have some confidence, right, behind what you're saying. So, hopefully that resonates. All right, moving on to your oracle card from the Wisdom of the Oracle. We have Loyal Heart. There's the artwork, and the number is 35. Okay, it says fidelity, loyalty, devotion. The oracle's message: evidence of loyalty will appear in your life. Others will prove they are faithful to you, and you will in turn commit fully to them. There is a sure and abiding certainty in your heart. Know that spirit is always loyal to you. No matter the outer circumstances in your life, trust and have faith, for you are eternally loved, always divinely protected, and divinely directed. So yeah, reading that message definitely made me think of the Lover's card, right, where we see that angel figure in the background. So could just be a big message there too, right? As far as knowing that there will be things behind the scenes being worked out in your favor, which could give you faith moving forward as well. So hopefully that resonated. All right, the relationship message says your partnerships, friendships, and romantic relationships all have many qualities in common right now. Honest devotion, faithfulness, and a loyal heart are being shown to you. Are you as loyal in return? Now is the time for heartfelt commitments and trusting in divine protection. So again, pretty positive message there. I mean, quite frankly, as we were going through the spread, I didn't get much of a one-to-one relationship energy from this at all. But for some of you, maybe it is coming across that way. And if that's the case, hopefully that resonated. And worst case, if not, we will be doing the love readings in around a week. So you could keep an eye out for that. All right, the prosperity message says your long-term loyalty to your goals is becoming evident in a world of conditions where your aspirations for success assume form in reality. Success is finally taking shape. If you are loyal to your dreams, faithful to your plans, while remaining flexible and devoted to serving others, you will be shown proof of your true prosperity. This is a time for a joyful celebration of spirit, your manifesting partner. So, pretty positive message there as well, especially because, like I said, it looks like you will be moving into at least some form of a leadership role in some way this month, so hopefully that resonated. And lastly, we have a mudra for you guys. So this is your mudra here. It's the Kubera mudra, and the keyword for it is abundance. All right, and there's the info on it if you want to pause it or take a screenshot. But in the benefits, it says clears the frontal sinuses and helps to balance left and right nostrils, improves sense of smell, sharpens inner vision and ability to more clearly see your path in life, helps create abundance, especially related to virtuous desires that take into consideration the welfare of all beings. So if that sounds like a mudra you think would be beneficial for you guys, we'll put the name in the description video as always. We'll wrap up there and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.